All right, the moment you guys have been waiting for. We're here, Finest Films. Getting the car back. Let's check it out. There's Oscar's M3. Just so everybody knows, this whole car is PPF'd. Everything on here is PPF'd, and you can't tell for shit. This thing is super clean. Love it. Let's see what we got here. Woo! Wow. What a difference, guys. What a difference. I think we're gonna make that the shot. What's going on? We're gonna get here with Mark. He's gonna do a walkthrough of what he did and what was done to the video. Only because Oscar's out. He's a little under the weather. He couldn't make it, but I got Mark right here.
How you doing, guys?
And we're gonna go over it inside and out really quickly, just because they're busy and it's Sunday. Tomorrow's Labor Day, and we just want to get this done. The car came out great, so we'll do a quick walk around and he'll go over what we did real quick. So, all right, guys, we're here with Mark. He's gonna go over really quickly what was done. He's been with how long you been with Finest Films?
2 years.
2 years. Give us a little bit of background about yourself and Finest Films if you can.
I've been detailing for about 6 years now. It's polishing, paint correction, interior detailing, and then about 2 years ago, a new came on my life. He was like, "Yo, come tint for me. I need a tinter." So I was like, "All right." Started tinting, and got good at tinting. And Oscar was like, "I need more help PPF," so I started doing PPF as well. Now I do PPF, vinyl, tints, detailing, paint corrections. I do it all.
Some of you guys asked me what he was doing on the car. It was the PPF. This is the PPF king right here.
Oh,
so
no, that's Oscar. That's Oscar. I'm the student still.
Yeah. Give us a breakdown of what's going on, man. This thing looks beautiful. What's going down?
So we first started off, I got the car in, I washed the car, I cleaned the whole car down. Then once I cleaned the whole car down, I gave it a deep stage 1 polish, paint correction, and polished the whole entire car, front to back. And then we put on the lift over here where the GAs are and all that. We did a full front PPF. That includes your hood, your fenders, your headlights, your bumper. You have your A-pillar and your mirrors. All that's been fully protected. That comes with a 10-year warranty, and then with us, as we do a Finest Films, we just give you lifetime warranties. That means everything comes up, starts peeling, coming off. Anything that happens naturally to the PPF that's not to your liking, you come back and we fully replace it for free. The rest of the car, we did a full polish, like I said, and then we threw a ceramic coat on the entire car, a 5-year ceramic coat. We use G-Technic, one of our favorite brands, and we threw it on the whole car. Also, I did a deep polish on the rims, which were acid and a degrease, and then fully cleaned the rims, and then I fully ceramic coated rims twice, so they're fully ceramic coated now. So rinse, and everything comes right off.
Sick. What do we got on the interior and the engine bay? Anything good?
We did a full interior detail. We don't go crazy with the engine bay because wiring and stuff like that, we don't want to mess up wiring when we detail it. But we did a full interior detail. Made it smell nice and clean. Polished up the plastic, give a nice little Armor All shine. Yeah, that's what we did. Everything that we did. I just finished it off just now with a quick rinse because it was a little dusty, and I put on a bead maker. So now, even though ceramic coated, you have a bead maker on top, which makes the water just fall right off. Kid you not, we just washed it, and all I did was just blow it. I didn't even touch it with a rag.
So what's the best way to let the subscribers know? How do you maintain something like this? Is it a lot of maintenance, or?
The simple fact that you literally just ceramic coated your whole entire car and has cured. It takes about 24 hours to cure. Once you fully ceramic coat your car, you no longer need to go crazy with the hand washing. You just leave it outside. Technically, like leaving it outside, it does wear and tear on the ceramic coat, but if you garage kept, it pretty much lasts almost forever. It lasts about 5 to 10 years when you keep it garage kept. And maintaining it is super easy. All you do is hand wash. Do not go through the scratch and shines. You know what scratch and shines are? You know what I'm talking about. Just hand wash. You basically power wash the whole car. Grab a foaming soap, foam up the car, let it sit, let it drop all the soap off, rinse it off, foam it one more time, and then hand wash it. And pretty much all the dirt just falls right off once you do that.
Yeah, it's funny you say the scratch and shine. I see a couple people going through those. What does that do? Why is that so damaging to the vehicle?
When you go through the scratch and shines, any car wash that uses mechanical car washes, those car washes go through so many cars. You don't know what car or what is going in there. You don't know what's on their paint. All they have is microfiber towels, those big, long, scrubby things that are all on the sides, hitting your car. All they're gonna do is make swirl marks, and you don't know what's on them because they're going to wash over 100 cars a day. They never get cleaned. So when you go put that stuff and you go through that car wash and that hits your car and hits your paint, all it does is create swirl marks again. And for ceramic coat, it's basically an extra layer of clear that makes it super hydrophobic and super shiny. So all you do is gonna just shine that, scratch it up, and then you see a lot more swirl marks happen over time. So best way to do is just hand wash it. Hand washing is, you know what you're doing, you know what you're putting on your car, you know your mats, your mitts that you're using, you know you wash your mitts out, so you know exactly what's going on in your car. There's no contaminants, because that's what it is. All the contaminants in the car wash just hits your car and it just scratches all your car up, and that's why you see all the swirl marks. My car has it. It's horrible. But
do you have a certain brand that you use or that you can recommend for washing, or?
Any brand, literally. I used to use Mr. Pink by Chemical Guys. It's a foaming soap, or any of their foaming soaps. Any foaming soap, to be honest. Grab a foaming soap, let it sit, let it wash the car with power washer, and hit it with the foaming soap so it drags all the soap down. Spray it off because, like you said, it's ceramic coated, so everything's gonna just fall right off. And right then you can just wash the car lightly, little hand wash, and you're back to shining.
Sweet, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys. Let's bring this thing out in the sun. See it out. Yeah. Man, you guys really made the blue come out. And you know, the guys, the camera doesn't even do this justice. It's crazy.
8 hours later.
Good morning, guys. It is around 6 or 6:30 in the morning. Beautiful sunrise, kind of coming up. And it's the next day after we picked up the car. And unfortunately, my job as a blogger, content creator, whatever you want to call it, is to bring real life validity to you guys so that you don't make the same mistakes that I do. And yeah, unfortunately this morning we're bringing the Type R back to the detail shop. Let me explain. So this really sucks because I'm not in my realm. I'm here in CT still. I'm supposed to be leaving for Florida on Wednesday. I have to push my trip back. It just seems like good help and good business is somewhat hard to find, I guess, here in Connecticut. You know, we had the problem with the body shop with getting the bumper put on correctly, so that went back multiple times. And now, unfortunately, we're gonna have to bring this thing back to the detail shop because I have no idea, you know, what they did to it in the 10 to 11 days that they had it, but it is, and here, I'll give you guys an example. You are not supposed to hear this. It's a rough surface on here. This wasn't even done the wing. It's like sandpaper. So after I picked it up yesterday and I know that you guys saw the walk around video and the, introduction with Mark on the job that he did. And it's not to say that he did a bad job. I think just some things were overseen and missed, and it needs to, go back and be, looked over again by Oscar. Oscar actually didn't really put, he didn't put hands on most of this. He was going through some stuff, which I completely understand. And he didn't really get to work on it much. He had to rely on his team. And some of those people are I guess, newer. I don't know. I don't really care. I just want it correct. So the surface on multiple parts of this car are still like sandpaper. They were not clayed and decommed fully and correctly, and then they were missed during the cut and the polish. So it needs to go back, and it needs to be completely stripped of the ceramic coating that they put on there. It needs to be decommed and clayed again. It needs to be polished, prepped, cut all over again, and then, ceramic coat it again. Really sucks because, when I did the walk around video of the vehicle yesterday, I wasn't supposed to pick this car up, that day. I was supposed to pick it up 2 to 3 days before that. And unfortunately, like I said, he was going through some stuff. Some things were going on and happening. And, I had to postpone the pickup because he needed more time on it, which is fine. You know what I mean? Communication is key. But there was a lot of oversight on the detail of this car. It looks great, though. I'm not going to lie. It does. It looks good. But I am, when you pay the amount of money that you pay to get these things done, you want it done perfectly or damn near perfect. And this is not even damn near perfect. So we're going to go ahead and bring it back to him this morning, early morning on Labor Day. And he's going to fix it himself. He says he gave me his word. He's going to put hands on it. And I gave him till Wednesday. So he's got 2 days. He's got all day today, which is Monday, Labor Day. And then he's got all day Tuesday. And then even half a day on Wednesday. It just sucks that this... I'm so low on time right now. It's not even funny. But I really question what they did. You can see here. I don't know why this was not cleaned. Inside the wells there, you can see that they are still completely dirty. There's even some questionable stuff around here because this whole car was resprayed and repainted, and I don't know why. Like, for example, this looks like to be a nick. Oh, that actually came off, but it's really rough here. There's some high spots. I'm sure you guys can see that. That's a high spot from ceramic coating. I have no idea what this is on my glass. My biggest thing here, I don't know if they drove this car somewhere, but there's like tar here. No idea. And these were not even cleaned. Inside here in this wheel well is so dirty. The wheels feel rough. Oh my God, super rough. That could be from the brakes though. Yeah, so it's got to go back, and it's got to get done. And it's got to get done correctly. I've already spoken to Oscar at Finest Films, the owner. Like I said before, he's going to take the time to do it himself. But I did confirm, with my painter, who I kind of regret not bringing and having him do all the work, because JB is a really good guy. His Instagram's JB the Gunna. If you guys are looking for a really good painter and somebody who can really cut and polish a car, they do a really, really good job. But, I don't think I have my key on me if my car's unlocked. But even the inside, said they detailed it. It's not. You could still see stuff, in the car. Underneath the engine bay was supposed to be detailed. I get they rinsed it and they were worried, they didn't want it. But you guys are a detail shop. You should know how to do that to the point where you cover certain things, where you're not worried about certain things getting messed up or ruined. that wasn't done. The fog lights were not PPF'd. He said it was too difficult or something like that, which I don't understand how, because the garnishes, you know, I took them off for them. And then I think the other thing is too, let's see here. There's some film coming off already. Oh, or not cut. Yeah, this is coming off. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's starting to peel, or he didn't cut it properly. So it's gonna go back and get done correctly. So that's just a little update for you guys. Not an update, you know. All this is gonna get thrown into one video. It should all be in one video, but that's where we're headed. We are heading back to the shop. So unfortunately, that's what's going on this morning, this early. I wanted to get there early to give him, you know, enough time to do it. You know, my bad for being so excited and not realizing this until after the fact. It just sucks, you know, because I paid. I had a baptism that day, yesterday, on that Sunday, and it was out of my plans, out of my way to go pick up this car. So oversight on my end up until I got home and really got to like go over and had the time to look at it. But I ended up really missing the baptism and dealing with this whole situation. You know, luckily I have friends and family who kind of saw too, because of the way that the sun was hitting the vehicle. You know, we could see the wing and the garnish underneath the wing. You could see the swirling and the scratches still. And I went to go touch it and feel it, and it was raw sandpaper. I mean, it just felt like sandpaper. So that's how we found out, and that's when we started like digging deeper into it. But I should have went over it when I was there, you know, but I was so caught up because Oscar wasn't there. I never had dealt with Mark before. We did the video. I was excited to get my car back. I was trying to get back for the, you know, the party. And things happen the way that they happen, but, you know, don't make the same mistake as me. You know, look over your vehicles, look over your car if you're sending it to a detail shop, and make sure everything is done 100% before you send payment. Luckily, I put a stop hold to this payment that I made with them. So it's currently on hold right now with my bank, because I called my bank, and I was able to do that because I made the transaction on a Sunday. So, you know, I told the owner, I told Oscar, like, you know, this needs to get fixed and corrected, and he gave me his word. So we're gonna go and do another video after he fixes and corrects it, and we'll see the job that he does. So I'm not gonna take anything away from him though. The PPF job that he did do, like on the headlights, the whole front bumper, I am familiar with this car and these body lines and curves. It is very difficult to PPF the front of this car, and he actually did really well. The only thing I don't like is he tucked the PPF underneath the hood, which I'm not crazy about. So I'm gonna see if I could talk to him about it, because I could already see it lifting underneath there. But other than that, like the whole front bumper, like lower by the lip and everything, amazing job. I mean, you cannot even tell. So I know for a fact that he didn't put hands on this, and I know what he's capable of, and I know he does really good work. Unfortunately, he was going through what he was going through, and I hope everything is, you know, well or better with him. But I'm confident, and this is coming from my painter JB as well. When he touched and saw the car, he was like, Oscar didn't touch this car. He's like, I know he wouldn't have given it back to you like this. So I'm pretty confident when he takes a day or two or a day and a half to fix it, it's gonna come back really good. So let's have him take care of it, and we'll go from there.
3 hours later. The next day, 10 seconds later, 346 minutes.
All right, guys. So sorry that you know, the upload for this video has been taking so long. I know a lot of you, or at least the 40 or 50 of you, have been you know, wondering what's going on with the car and where it's been and all that stuff. But here it is. Not too happy with the outcome. I guess I can get into the details now on it. Here's the vehicle. I'm sorry I'm recording, you know, at dawn, but I am really low on time, as you guys heard me say in my last video. More or less, the detail place that I went to, something happened. They needed more time. I gave them more time. Went to go pick the car up the Sunday before Labor Day, and ended up getting it back. Like you guys saw in the previous clip, you know, I had a baptism, didn't see, you know, a lot of stuff. Ended up calling the guys and telling them, like, this is insane, like, you know, this is not what I paid you guys for. It was basically sandpaper all over the car. Needless to say, brought it back to them. They told me it was their responsibility, they were gonna fix it, and it's not really much better. They really just so first of all, let me back up real quick. When I showed up, one of the first things they told me and mind you, I don't like confrontation, you know, so and I can't deal with it right now because I'm literally like getting ready to pack everything up and move to Florida. I was supposed to leave Wednesday to go back home to Florida. So the first thing they said when I got there is, oh, you know, this car was a lot of work. You know, we had to wet sand the whole car. Now, for those of you who know or may not know, there is absolutely no reason to wet sand this whole car. The paint job that was done by the body shop was a pretty damn good paint job. So there was no need at all to wet sand the whole vehicle. And plus, I can tell that they didn't wet sand this vehicle, because if they did, there's still some orange peel in the bottom door sills that you can see. So right off the bat, when I returned to there, and you might even be able to see it right there a little bit, actually, they just bullshit right to my face, you know, which I really, really don't appreciate. All in all, very unhappy with this job. The inside was not detailed at all whatsoever. As a matter of fact, let me see something. Here's my finger. Let's see if you can get my finger there. Clean. Let's check this out. Where should I do it? Let's do it in the easiest place possible. Look at this. So the inside wasn't even detailed. They told me they were going to shampoo the carpets. They told me they were going to steam clean. They told me they were going to do a whole wipe down with a brush. They didn't do shit on the inside. They didn't do anything. Needless to say, the grit and the sandpaper, they may have wet sanded the roof, and that's about it. And I'll throw up maybe this post that they posted of like the reflection of the roof and how like great it looks.
Yo no me descuido, metiendo los kilos pa' Estados Unidos. Dime cómo confío si amigos se escribe igual que enemigo. Y con amigos como tú, ¿pa' qué tener enemigos? Cabrón, yo soy un hijo de puta. Diamante en mis dientes, siempre consciente.
Well, that's not because of you guys in the ceramic coating. That's because of the paint job. They did a pretty damn good job. This is all scratched up and still has swirl marks and everything like that. They PPF'd this as a courtesy, but there's still swirl marks underneath here. We're going to be hard to pick up on camera with the lighting that I have. And I think this is lifting up a little bit here, as you can see, because there's contamination under it. What I've come to realize is when I picked up the car from his shop, they had just got done washing it inside. Their shop is highly, highly contaminated. This thing was covered in just a bunch of dust, garbage. There was microfibers on the car. Thank God none of the stuff got under the PPF. And the PPF job, I'm not gonna lie, in the front is good. I will give them that. They did that good. The whole front clip, the headlights, the whole hood. The thing that sucks is that they didn't do a two-step paint correction and then PPF over it and then ceramic coat it. That's another controversial thing, believe it or not. So apparently, from what my painter said, because I brought the car over to him to have him look at it, Wow, look at this. I don't know if you guys can see that in the lighting there. Lots of swirls, and you could see the bend. Look at the bend there. So they definitely did not wet sand. But my painter said he didn't even think that they ceramic coated it. He thinks that they had just put sealer on it, which could have very much well been possible because it was so gritty. And they used the wrong clay. So they used the wrong clay bar. They used the Meguiar's yellow clay bar. That is not aggressive enough for something that's coming out of a shop. On these back corner panels, heavy swirls. They just ceramic coat it over it. Going to be very hard to pick up on camera. You know, it's just a mess. It was a horrible job. I know that there's still some compound that they left, as you can see there. There's compound up here. In here, there's compound. In here, there is compound. There was no compound before. Now, we obviously know that the body shop uses compound to, you know, when they're done with it, they buff it themselves and they do all that stuff. That was all nicely done and taken care of by the shop. However, they tried to compound and polish it because I saw what they were using, because they, again, put it on their Instagram of, you know, promoting my car and the jobs that they do. And, you know, they covered this car in compound, which that's when I started to worry. And I kept pressing the guy on when I could pick it up. All in all, you know, and it wasn't cheap. It was about $3,000, you know, for just the PPF of the front clip and the ceramic coating and the correction. Should have just been at least a 1 stage. I would have preferred a 2 stage. They said 1 stage. They didn't even do a 1 stage. They just did a polish. We'll call it that. For $3,000 for you to do a you know, a messed up job, give it back to me the way that it is. Really not even better than before, because now I gotta have my guy in Florida, Pro Detail USA. He's out of Fort Lauderdale. You know, this Connecticut area, this place is garbage, trash. Sorry if you're from Connecticut. I hear it's very hard to trust people around here to do good work. You know, and you're gonna pay top dollar, and I guess rightfully so. You get what you pay for. I know people charge more because of cold weather, the salt, you know, the rust and shit that they have to deal with. But this is a rust-free car. It's from Texas, and you know, it is what it is. So, you know, they didn't do a lot of stuff too. They were supposed to do the engine bay. He was afraid to do the engine bay. He didn't want to do it. He said he wasn't comfortable. That was a red flag, you know, when he told me that. Let me open this. So that was a red flag. You know, when he told me he couldn't do the engine bay, he said something like, oh, you know, the newer cars, they're harder to clean the engine. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, you guys could have at least wiped this down and made it look nice. I'm bringing it to a detail shop. You guys detail cars. You guys should know what the heck you're doing. I couldn't even get my engine bay cleaned up nice and properly. You know what I mean? Nonetheless, there are high spots. There's so many high spots. This is a high spot here. I've tried to wipe that off. I think I caught it. Yep, right there. That's a high spot. Won't fucking come out. Another high spot here. Won't freaking come out. Because they left the ceramic too long. And while it was flashing, it was burning the clear, and it left a high spot. So, yeah, pretty pissed off about this. I mean, the car looks good from far away. It's shiny. It is nice. It glistens. It gleams. It's a beautiful color. Jesus, look at this high spot. Oh my God, look at that. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm gonna have to give it to Steven over at Pro Detail USA. You know, he's gonna have to do it, and he's confident. He's very confident. He's been in way worse situations than this, he said. And when I told him that they told me that they wet sanded it, he literally laughed at me and was just like, dude, just shut the F up. Don't even talk to me anymore. Like, they didn't wet sand your whole car. And they had, when I brought it back to them, they got it done in under 24 hours. And he's just like, that would have never happened. So we are where we are. Lessons learned. Connecticut sucks. Can't wait to get back to Florida, where my community is, my people are. You know, I know good people that do really, really good work. And we'll get it done correctly. So that's what it is. I'm sorry that this, you know, turned out probably to be a crappy video and walk around of the vehicle. I'll get eaten by mosquitoes here. That's why the camera keeps moving. Sorry, guys. But yeah, another thing too. If you look here, I mean, they couldn't even get this stain out. You know, I don't understand why. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just negging myself out at this point, to be honest with you. So, just so much BS, so much nonsense, so many excuses. I don't recommend this shop. I'll just tell you guys that they're in Middletown, Connecticut. I don't think I'm gonna post the name or anything like that. Would not recommend them at all. They're kids, they're young. They use like Chemical Guys products. Not to say there's anything wrong with Chemical Guys, but when you're running a shop, that's not something you should be using. I even asked him, I said, you know, Oscar, what products do you use? You know, because my center caps were completely burned through. They polished it out. But my center caps were completely burned through because he used such an acidic wheel cleaner. When I picked up the car, he was supposed to clean the inside of the fender liner. That wasn't done. And not only that, this car was a mess when I picked it up. There was so much garbage on it. I came home and I washed it, and I was appalled to the nonsense that was on it. Anyways, guys, it is what it is. So, saying to you guys is that if you're trying to get your car detailed, do your research. Go with people who have gone to the detailer before, or really do your research on them. Make sure they're reputable. Pay attention to like the products that they use. For example, a red flag for me, I saw the green Chemical Guys mitt. That should have been a red flag for me. I didn't pay attention. I was just excited. This was a reference from my painter. My painter was actually kind of shocked too. He was like, you're not wrong, but at the end of the day, you know, he knows how picky I am. So, Jesus, these fucking mosquitoes. But that's all for this video, guys. We're gonna do a little journey to Florida. I'll take you guys with me on that. And that's really all I got on this one. It's really unfortunate. But it's a good lesson learned, and I hope this video is able to maybe help somebody out. So I will catch you guys on the next one.